Hey guys, Remy here. Now with the growing interest in blockchain technology worldwide, I thought I'd make a quick video running through some of the most popular tech stacks in a blockchain developer's inventory. Now whether you're a seasoned dev looking to make the jump from Web 2 to Web 3, or a newbie just getting into coding but are interested in blockchains, this video is for you. So how do you become a blockchain developer today in 2022? Let's go through some of the different technologies and look at the brief overview of what they are and where you can find out more about them. The most important technology to learn today, if you want to go ahead and develop dApps, is TypeScript. TypeScript is a derivative of JavaScript. So if you already know JavaScript, you'll have an easy time. Whatever you do in your dApp, you'll want to be querying the blockchain for data. And to do that, you need to familiarize yourself with a library called Web3.js. There are multiple other popular ones, but this is the one I use. In short, learn Nodejs. It's going to be your friend on the journey as a blockchain developer, at least for the foreseeable future.
Node.js is just a simple JavaScript runtime that you can run on your local machine and not just in the browser. The best way to learn Node.js is to simply go to Google and type learn Node.js. And then go to the first page, and this is the official Node.js page, and you have a lot of information here on how to get started with Node.js, different concepts, libraries. It even has the section with the TypeScript, which is what we are interested in, TypeScript stuff, and it has all sorts of examples. Now, the easiest way to get started with Node.js, I'm not going to tell you how to install it. Just go ahead and Google how to install Node.js. It's very simple, but once you have installed it, just go ahead and open your favorite terminal, make a folder called, Node.js project, cd into it, and then go ahead and type npx GTS init. GTS stands for Google TypeScript Standard, which is a good way to initialize your Node.js project. At least I like to do it this way. So then click OK, enter, generate package.json. Yes, do so, and then it's gonna generate a Node.js project for you in TypeScript, which you will then be able to use to do all sorts of things, to query all sorts of blockchain, use Web3.js, and so on. So once you have it installed, go ls or dir if you're using Windows, that is dir, and you can see all of those packages installed in there. So open this up in your favorite code editor. I like to use Visual Studio Code, and then go source, go index.ts, and you can see it has all of the stuff. Just go ahead and delete all the stuff and write console.log, just something simple like hello world. That's it. Then in order to run this, we'll need to install all the packages that we have specified in our dependencies. So we have a few dependencies here, namely GTS, TypeScript, and Node itself, that types Node. So we're gonna have to go ahead and install them. The easiest way to install it is to do one of the two things. Either type yarn, and that's it, and just press enter, or if you don't have yarn, or if you prefer npm, type npm-i, which stands for install. I like to use yarn, so I'm just gonna type yarn, and it's gonna install all the packages for me. Once all these packages are installed, in order to run this, what we would ideally want to do is we want to run our program as yarn start, but it's not gonna work. And the reason it's not going to work is because we don't have the start command. So in order to run a Node program, what we'll need to do is basically run this file, index.ts. So we'll cd into src, source folder, and now we see we can have index.ts in our directory, and all we have to do is go ahead and type node index.ts. And as you can see, it ran and it printed out hello world as we've specified. Now, in order to make it run with yarn start, which is what we want to do, we'll have to add it into scripts. The way we do it, so you can see I have a bunch of scripts right here. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna write another one. The script name is gonna be called start, and the command it's gonna run is basically first it's gonna go ahead and type node, and what it's gonna run is gonna run the index.ts. So where is index? In the source folder, so src/index.ts. So this is how our program is going to start. Now let's try this again with yarn start. And as you can see, it's pretty much the same thing, hello world. So this is a basic overview of Node.js. And from here and all of the other subsequent folders that you'll be able to do and make, and all the other files, you'll be able to use Web3.js to interact with a blockchain.
If you want to be a full stack blockchain developer, you need to learn front end. as any dApp you'd be developing would need an interface for users to interact with. By far the most popular tool for developing front ends in the blockchain space is React. React works with TypeScript and can utilize the Web3.js library in order to query blockchain data from the client side. In fact, many dApps don't have a backend at all and use Web3.js on the client side in order to query blockchain for data. You can think of blockchain as a database in this sense.
When it comes to React, you'll have many different options, but the two most popular ones seem to be Create React App and Next.js. Now they're slightly different, but they're both really good for and extremely popular with a lot of documentations and community behind them for creating blockchain decentralized applications, front end for those applications that is. Play around with both of them, see which one you like better. I think it's more of a matter of preference. As for Create React App, you'll have to do a little bit more manual configuration in order to get started. Whereas for the Next.js, you'll have to do less configuration. You'll get more out of the box, but it's a little bit more heavy, whereas Create React App is a lot more lightweight. I used to love Create React App and use it religiously for all of my projects. But as of recent, I've been little by little switching teams over to Next.js. Like I said, play around with both of them, see which one you prefer, which one you like better, and which one feels better to program in, and go ahead and use that one and learn as much as you can about it in order to make great front ends for decentralized applications.
Now, let's move on to writing programs on the blockchain itself. These programs are called smart contracts. Think of them as a class which contains functions that take in a certain input, perform a computation, and return an output. Once you deploy a smart contract onto the blockchain, it'll have its own unique address in the system so that you can query it and interact with it. You can then call the contract functions using Web3.js from either the front end of a backend, pass in some inputs, and receive an output. Once a smart contract is deployed, it is immutable, meaning that it can never be deleted or modified. It is also transparent, meaning that anyone can examine the contract code. This allows people to trust a contract without also having to trust any individual or entity who have deployed it. Ethereum smart contract uses a language called Solidity. Most other blockchains that are forks of Ethereum also use Solidity. Solana uses Rust, and Cardano uses Plutus, which is a derivative of Haskell.
When it comes to smart contract development, especially on Ethereum, you are never alone. There's a massive community of developers that are doing it, and there's a lot of resources, a lot of documentations, and a lot of help. Now, my favorite resource for developing smart contracts, for learning how to develop smart contracts on Ethereum that I found is Crypto Zombies. It is an interactive school that teaches you all things technical about the blockchain. So basically what you're going to be doing here with this tutorial is going to be making a smart contract that will generate a whole bunch of zombies with different characteristics, and the zombies are going to be interacting with each other, and all of this is going to be a blockchain program complemented with the front end. Go ahead and try it out. It's a lot of fun, and you'll learn a lot just by doing this. In other good resources is to just simply go to the Ethereum official page, ethereum.org, and it has a lot of great documentations. Go to developers and tutorials or documentation or learn by coding. Either one of this is fine. And then you have a lot of great little blog posts and tutorials marked anywhere from beginner to advanced on how to do a lot of cool stuff with Solidity and Ethereum in general. Reverse engineering a smart contract, events and logging, how to become a blockchain engineer. And that seems like a good read, especially in the context of this video. Now go ahead and try it out, dive deep into the rabbit hole and see what you can learn.
If you want to work with the blockchain protocols themselves, such as developing a new blockchain from scratch, improving an existing one, or working with various optimization protocols such as the layer 2s and all that good stuff, the languages to learn are Go and Rust, which between the two of them are responsible for building most of the blockchain protocols today. For example, the Ethereum blockchain protocol is written in Go, although there are other clients written in other languages. And Solana is built with Rust. Cardano is written in Haskell, but it's an outlier. Go and Rust are the languages you want. Although if you are curious, have a look at Haskell. It'll give you an appreciation of how difficult it must have been to build a system as complex as a blockchain using it.
Rust and Go are both relatively hardcore programming languages which aren't very easy to learn. Once you wrap your head around them, they become extremely intuitive and extremely fun to program in. A good resources to learn Rust is obviously the Rust official page, which has all sorts of documentations. YouTube, just type in Rust tutorials and you'll find a whole bunch of stuff. For Go, same thing. They have really cool homepage with a lot of documentations, docs, packages you can read and even play around with Go. Then by writing programs and seeing what it prints out. Likewise, go to YouTube. And speaking of YouTube, to learn Rust, my favorite channel for learning Rust has been Let's Get Rusty. This guy has gone through the entire Rust documentation and has made a video about it on every single concept. So if you start from the beginning and go ahead and follow all of his tutorials, by the end, you'll be an expert in Rust, just as he is. For Golang, there's a similar channel called Golang Dojo, and if you go to his videos, he's describing different concepts of Go, basics of Go, and giving you a whole bunch of tutorials which you can follow along and learn a lot of Go. Also, one of my favorite channels for learning Go specifically. So those two resources should be enough to get you started, but as always, just go to Google, type in Rust or Go, and there's a lot of stuff to learn. Also, join the Discord channels. If you ever need any help or have any questions, you can always ask there, and they'll be happy to show you around.
And most importantly, theory. Understand how blockchains work in depth. Understand how smart contracts interact with each other. What is a wallet? What is a transaction? And so on. The best place to learn this stuff are through the official docs, ethereum.org or another blockchain.
When it comes to theory on how blockchains work in general, especially Ethereum, there's no better place to learn than the ethereum.org homepage, which has so many useful documentations of how everything works, from wallets to ETH to dApps, and to just start building. It has like guides, tutorials, documentations, everything you need in order to start building on Ethereum and actually understand in depth of how Ethereum works. And another great resource for learning Ethereum is a book called Mastering Ethereum. If you just type this in Google, Mastering Ethereum, you'll get a link to GitHub to the Ethereum book. This book is free, and you can see it has a whole bunch of chapters, and it goes step by step, chapter by chapter of how Ethereum works down to the nuts and bolts of it. This is a really good read. I highly recommend it.
I hope that with this video, I was able to point you into the right direction and get you on your way to becoming a blockchain developer. Remember, I can only show you the door. You're the one that's going to have to walk through it.